the Obeah Act, arrangement of sections. So this document has 12 sections which we will read through. Section 1, short title. This act may be cited as the Obeah Act. Section 2, interpretation. In this act, Obeah shall be deemed to be of one and the same meaning as Mayalism. A person practicing Obeah means any person who, to effect any fraudulent or unlawful purpose, or for gain, or for the purpose of frightening any person, uses or pretends to use any occult means, or pretends to possess any supernatural power or knowledge. And instrument of Obeah means anything used or intended to be used by a person and pretended by such person to be possessed of any occult or supernatural power. Section 3, punishment for practicing Obeah. Every person practicing Obeah shall be liable to imprisonment with or without hard labor for a period not exceeding 12 months. Section 4, punishment for consulting for fraudulent purpose persons practicing Obeah. Whoever for any fraudulent or unlawful purpose consults any person practicing Obeah or any person reputed to be a person practicing Obeah or reputed to be an Obeah man, or any person who has been convicted of any offense under any enactment relating to Obeah, or any person pretending to possess supernatural power, shall be liable to imprisonment with or without hard labor for a period not exceeding 6 months. So if you consult the Obeah man, or someone who has a reputation of being an Obeah man, you can be imprisoned for up to 6 months. Section 5, penalty for consulting person practicing Obeah. Whoever, for the purpose of effecting any object or of bringing about any event by the use of occult means or any supernatural power or knowledge, consults any person practicing Obeah or any person reputed to be a person practicing Obeah or reputed to be an Obeah man, or any person who has been convicted of any offense under any enactment relating to Obeah, or any person pretending to possess supernatural power and agrees to reward the person so consulting for such consultation, shall be liable to a fine not exceeding $100 or to imprisonment with or without hard labor for a period not exceeding 12 months. So here, agrees to reward. So if you go to the Obeah man and agree to pay the Obeah man, then you can be convicted in a court of law. Either you pay $100 or spend up to a year in prison. Section 6, power to search for instrument of Obeah. Whenever it is made to appear upon oath that there is reasonable cause to suspect that any person is in the possession of any instrument of Obeah, it shall be lawful for any judge by warrant to authorize any constable, or for any justice by warrant to authorize any constable to enter and search any place, either in the day or in the night, and if any instrument of Obeah is found in any place so searched, to seize and bring it before him to be secured for the purpose of being produced in evidence in any proceeding before any court of justice in which it may be required. So if it is suspected that you have an instrument of Obeah, the police can get a search warrant to search your premises, and if they find it, to present it before a court. But the law doesn't specify what instruments of Obeah would be. Section 7. Presumption. Whenever, upon any such search as aforesaid, any instrument of Obeah is found, the person in whose possession it is found shall be deemed, unless and until the contrary is proved, to be a person practicing Obeah within the meaning of this act at the time at which the instrument of Obeah was found. So if the police find you at the premises along with the instrument of Obeah, then you will be considered to be the person practicing Obeah. Or if they find several persons, I guess they would assume, the court would assume that, or the court would charge all of them with practicing Obeah until, as the document says, that the person is proved innocent. Otherwise, anyway. Section 8. Charge of being a person practicing Obeah. In charging any person with being a person practicing Obeah, it shall be sufficient in the charge to state that he is a person practicing Obeah. And if any one of the acts mentioned in the definition of a person practicing Obeah in section 2 is proved against him, he shall be liable to conviction on such charge and to the punishment provided by section 3. So all the police need to do is to write that you are a person practicing Obeah. It shall be sufficient in the charge to state that he is a person practicing Obeah and you are charged with practicing Obeah. Section 9. Power to arrest. It shall be lawful for any constable to arrest without warrant any person practicing Obeah. So once the police writes in the charge that you are a person practicing Obeah, then they can arrest you. Section 10. Obeah literature suppressed. If any person shall compose, print, sell, or distribute any pamphlet or printed matter calculated to promote the superstition of Obeah, he shall be guilty of an offense against this act, and shall be liable to a penalty not exceeding $40, or in default to imprisonment with or without hard labor for a period not exceeding 6 months. So, in that case, you make your choice. You either pay $40, that's 4 $10 coins or 2 $20 coins or 8 $5 coins, whatever the case is, you pay the $40 or spend 6 months in prison. Section 11. Jurisdiction. Any offences under this Act shall be tried in a summary manner before the resident magistrate for the parish in which the same shall be committed. Section 12. Persons convicted under this Act may be subject to police supervision. When any person is convicted of an offence against this Act, the resident magistrate may, in his discretion, direct that such person be subject to the supervision of the police. For the purpose of such direction, the resident magistrate shall have the same authority as is given by the Criminal Justice Administration Act to the court in the case of a second conviction, and the person placed under police supervision by the resident magistrate under the authority of this Act shall be subject to the duties, obligations, and punishment affecting persons so placed by virtue of the said Criminal Justice Administration Act.